Good weekend all. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your weekend metal market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Friday, and we're now sitting here at June 11th, 2021 at 5:45 p.m. Now, on the weekly, we look at one monthly chart, and then everything else is going to be of the weekly edition. So let's just go to that. I want to remind you before I get going that this coming Tuesday, June 15th, at 12:30 p.m., I am holding another free webinar. You have to get my invite for it. You'll get your user ID, your password, and you sign in. There is no charge for it. It lasts no more than 20 minutes on average. I will cover the questions, as many as I can get to in that time frame. Seating is first come, first serve. If you reserve a seat and you don't come, we look at your IP address, your name, and we will block you in the future. So if you take a seat, attend. That simple. It's not very much to ask for a free webinar. Our license is only so big. At the end of this, by the way, I'm going to have a free offering for you of all my research. So if you're interested in that, hang around. Lower highs, lower lows on a monthly chart. You went back 4 months ago, hit the 18-month moving average, and you've bounced. But you've never really gotten over that past high. So while you've got a market with upside bias, you still have the pattern of lower highs, lower lows. Never got really pretty on a monthly chart. Now on a weekly chart of closes, you're sort of flattening out. For the week, we finished up a third of a percentage point. Seems way crazier than that, but that's what it did for a week. You see that here. And you see that the market peaked out. This week is where it all happened. You went from 1916, 1865, and you're sort of consolidating that loss. Now, another way to look at it could be this. What's the real pattern? Higher lows, higher highs. You haven't broken the overall bullish pattern there on a weekly basis. The support of the market is way down towards 1789.40. That number's going to move a little bit. You're going to drop some of these numbers back here since it's an 18-week number, and it's probably going to come up about $3-4, probably into the low 1790s. That's only $80 away, but it's away from there. Would that do damage to the weekly chart? It would not. That's the interesting thing, too. Where's the market stalled? Ta-da! How many of you, raise your hand out there, have taken the enhanced Bollinger Band course? Classic, what I teach in it. Classic. So I get why the market's having its trouble there, and it's overbought. Makes all the sense. Overbought market. It has hit upside targets, backing off even, with the dollar getting strong, but interest rates down to 144, 145. You would think that would support it, but this is acting as terrible resistance in the market. Now, the gold-silver ratio saw a change this week. Suddenly, the silver market is back to the point where it's gotten underneath this 18-week average, which says silver is stronger than gold. Now, getting it under at one time, is it going to prove itself? I'd like to see another week, but all you really did is poke your head over that and right back under it, and even the daily charts are doing that. So I like what silver's done that way. I don't like that it's up at the upper Bollinger Band, because that's where it should fail. And that's exactly what I see the market doing. It is not embedded either. In the copper market, interesting today. The copper got jolted this week to the downside, and I don't know what made it break 10 cents one day and come back up rather dramatically today. For the week, it's still up. It's up 1.67%, up 7.5 cents roughly on it. But what I think it was there's one story that the London Metal Warehouse, we saw some outputs coming, people pulling out copper of the warehouse there. But I think the bigger story was the Peru election. A socialist won, a teacher, no government experience, but he's already saying he doesn't want to nationalize the copper mines. This election's been going both ways. If it holds this way, that's what I think made it run, because nationalizing those mines creates a problem. Nobody will invest in copper there. Do you want to do that? It's not going to happen. I understand socialism. I also understand people run from it if you're in business. In the platinum market, higher high, lower low. You want to sell a lower Bollinger Band? Be my guest. That's where I'm looking for the support finally to show up in that market. In the dollar index, the trend remains to the downside. I know all the strength that you're going to tell me about. But even if the market clears this 90.62.5 and turns to the pattern of higher lows and higher highs, you have to close over 91.12 to get bullish on a weekly chart. You haven't done that, and from where you're at, that's 60 points away. It's a big move. Momentum could turn up if that happened. If you start failing, I don't see much here, and I don't see pros wanting to sell the dollar when you're that oversold. So, excuse me, that's the news that I look at all the time. As I told you, I want to give you away what I put out for my paid subscribers. They pay me $60 a month to see what I'm willing to give you for 2 weeks to try it. That's how they started too, so I'm not giving away the house, believe me. But I do keep records who's got what, and I don't give it away more than one time typically. So, my buy, my sell recommendations, I write like it's a Reader's Digest. You have a lot of enemies. What is it? Time. You don't want to take your time up. So I write in a way, I give you the headlines, what's going on, my analysis of those headlines, and then I back it all up with where I want to be in my morning videos. And there's 2 of them you can have access to. The Spider ETF video and the Futures video. That's where I'm beyond specific. Buy here, sell there, do this. The same on the weekend edition. You're looking at my weekend free edition. My weekend edition, I'm telling my traders longer term, I want you to buy gold here or sell gold there, do this off the weekly charts. I won't do that here, so it's very different. How do you get this free trial? Just go to our website. Under free offers, you'll see it, everything's there. You can call my staff and they'll work with you as well. I'm Ira. You have a great weekend, and I'll see you all come Monday.